welcome back to another After Dark, everyone. Hope you all are having a good night so far. Hope you guys had a wonderful day. Time to check in with my old buddy here, Johnny Arnett. It's been a little while, and this was suggested to me in the members section. And this one is called The Stopper of Every Legend. I figured this will be fun because there are so many, Bird Stopper, Kobe Stopper, MJ Stoppers. I'd say LeBron Stopper, but he kind of stops himself. The rim is kind of his stopper. But it never really works out too well for these guys who are titled as a stopper to a great scorer. So I think this is going to be a fun video to check out, you guys. It's probably going to be him debunking a lot of these titles, but we'll see what's going on. Guys, I'm going to link the original video down below in the description, like I always do. You also see a list of channel members down there. Shout out to channel members. I appreciate you all. Happy holidays to everyone. Hope you guys are staying warm and staying healthy. Guys, let's get right into this, okay? Like the vid if you could, and hit that hype button if you could. That helps out a lot. And let's cue for the coolest basketball YouTube intro out there. Let's go.
So this is actually a video topic that was determined a while back by my members, who not only get exclusive videos and live streams, but they even help dictate some of the videos. So if you're interested in becoming a member, you can check out the options in the pinned comment. Who is the greatest quote stopper of every NBA legend? Obviously, there have been a ton of legends throughout the game's history, so this will just be part one of an ongoing series.
Oh, sweet.
But again, if you could only trust
Michael Cooper, good one for Bird.
One player to put the clamps on a specific superstar, who would you choose? For example, many of you will remember that Ruben Patterson of the Portland Trail Blazers was once nicknamed the Kobe Stopper, based on how well he defended the Black Mamba. Whether or not he deserved that title is something we'll dive into in a bit.
Nice.
But you get the example of how this works. So ultimately, if you're gonna win against the best players,
I remember this story too,
then you gotta have the right cards to play.
Yeah.
That's why today's video is brought to you by Arena Club. I've been collecting basketball cards from a very early age. I loved spending hours as a kid ripping packs and experiencing the thrill of finding that card. As I've gotten older, my collecting waned. That is, until I found Arena Club. Arena Club lets you enjoy the thrill of card collecting while eliminating the grind of grading, buying, selling, and trading. What used to take weeks now all happens in one place on their digital platform. Get authentic graded cards instantly and decide to hold, sell, or have the cards shipped to you directly.
Whoa.
You can also take an instant cash offer based on market value. As you can see here, I opened a Ruby pack and pulled this mid-condition SGA Silver Prism, which was an incredibly pleasant surprise to pull the MVP. I'm so happy I found Arena Club because they've helped me get back into the card collecting hobby. If you've been looking to get back into card—
Wait a second, so it's, so the interaction with it is all like on a digital front, but at any point you can request a card and they'll send it to you? Like in real life, like the actual physical card. This is I've never heard of this company. Kind of cool.
Collecting too and don't know where to start, look no further than Arena Club. Right now, you can get 20% off your first slab pack or card purchase by going to arenaclub.com/JohnnyArnett and use code JohnnyArnett at checkout.
All right, you guys, if you're interested, that's the code. That's the way to support Johnny.
First off, let's look at Wilt Chamberlain. As you all know, this guy was an athletic specimen.
Are we going to say Bill Russell?
He was also a statistical monster, as one of his many nicknames was in fact the record book. Thanks in large part to his remarkable length, strength, and leaping ability, Wilt was able to dominate the competition on a nightly basis. But two guys specifically gave him problems. The first was obviously Bill Russell. This Celtics legend was quite possibly the greatest defensive player in the history of basketball, and whenever it came down to the pivotal moments of playoff games, it was usually Bill Russell who got the last laugh. Even in Wilt's famous 1962 season, where he averaged 50.4 points per game, he only averaged 39.7 points against Bill Russell. Now again, that's still ridiculous.
It is.
But shaving off over 10 points per game thanks to one man's defense is nothing to scoff at.
That's true. Because if it was Jordan averaging 30 points a game and then somebody held him down to, 20 points in a playoff series, yeah, we'd be talking about that too.
That being said, I actually don't have Bill Russell as the best stopper for Wilt Chamberlain.
Okay.
But rather, I believe it was the 6'11" Nate Thurmond. Although he is underrated and underrecognized today, there is no question in my mind that Thurmond was one of the greatest defensive players that this league has ever seen.
Guy was jacked.
And those who know their 60s history will know that this guy always did a fantastic job of defending the Big Dipper, as he was quite possibly the only player who nearly matched Wilt in terms of strength. Even Wilt Chamberlain once agreed with my conclusion. As he said in the past, he's probably the toughest center of all time for me to play against, tougher than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar or Bill Russell. In his rookie season in 1964, he was actually the backup to Chamberlain on the San Francisco Warriors, meaning he got plenty of time to play against him in team practices and learn his game.
That's cool.
Well, it paid off throughout the rest of his career, because there was probably no one who did a better job of containing Wilt. From 1965 until his retirement in 1973, Wilt averaged 23.1 points on 58.1% shooting. But over that same stretch of time...
Sorry, I was looking at the jump shot. 65 for 73, 23 points per game, 58% shooting.
0.1 points on 58.1% shooting. But over that same stretch of time, whenever he was up against Nate Thurmond, he only averaged 15.7 points on 52.4% shooting.
Wow. Wait a second. So he's still shooting a good percentage, but okay. So Thurman's literally kind of shutting him down, preventing him from shooting as much. But when he does get the shot off, it's still a good percentage. Very interesting. So that's just solid lockdown defense.
That's nearly an 8-point drop and 6% drop in efficiency. Beyond that, he even seemed hesitant to attack Thurman as often as other centers, as Wilt averaged 5 less shots per game against his old teammate. I'm sure many people would take Bill Russell, and honestly, I wouldn't fault them if they did. But for me, if I need one guy to stop Wilt Chamberlain, then give me Nate the Great Thurmond.
I like it.
Next, we're trying to stop...
Okay, this one's just funny. I mean, okay, I'm sure Johnny's going to bring up some details I didn't know about on this, but from what I do know about this, oh man, it sucks to be labeled a Kobe stopper in this instance.
Bryant. Now, as I mentioned earlier, Ruben Patterson was famously referred to as the Kobe stopper. But in hindsight, that was probably a mistake, because the Mamba basically never stopped torching him after that famous moment. In Kobe's career, he averaged about 25 points per game, but in his career versus Ruben Patterson, the so-called Kobe stopper, he averaged 29.3. Not only did he increase his scoring against Ruben, but he also averaged more rebounds, assists, blocks, and steals.
Okay, but was there a time, maybe the first time they matched up, where Kobe had a bad game and homie was guarding him, and is that where the narrative started? Because I could totally see Kobe, I'll say it's the same mindset as a Jordan. If you're going to label somebody as a stopper, now I'm going to kill you every single time we face each other for the rest of our careers moving forward. So let's see.
So yeah, not much stopping was going on.
No, for sure.
If you ask me, the best player to try to contain Kobe is also the guy that Kobe himself said was the best defender he's ever played against.
Yeah, I remember this.
Which was Tony Allen.
Yeah, he did that on, I think it was the All the Smoke podcast.
Allen was on the Grizzlies and Kobe on the Lakers. They had plenty of great regular season battles in the Western Conference. But before that, when Tony was on the Boston Celtics, they battled many times in the NBA Finals. Now, Kobe's scoring average remained just about the same against Tony, but he had to work for every point, as his efficiency plummeted against the all-defender. For his career, Kobe was a 44.7% field goal shooter, but against Allen in the regular season, he only shot 42% and 28.7% from three-point range.
That's a big drop.
And And in the playoffs, it got even worse, as Kobe was only making 38.7% of his shots against Allen on the game's biggest stage. Again, this one shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone, as Kobe used to constantly give Tony his flowers. But even the great Kevin Durant has echoed this sentiment, claiming that Allen was the best defender he's ever faced as well.
And you know, I never heard anybody really bringing him up until Kobe did on that podcast. And then ever since then, I hear a lot of greats bring up his name as the best or the hardest person to score on.
Next up is Tim Duncan.
Oh, interesting.
The big fundamental was...
Who would be considered a Duncan stopper? I have no idea on this one. Let me give it like 5 seconds to think. Oh, man. No, I don't know. I got nothing.
One of the most dependable and consistent players that the game has ever seen.
Yeah, whoever shut him down.
And when the lights were the brightest, that's when he was usually at his best. Now, one of the players who played against him pretty well was also one of the greatest power forwards of all time.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about Kevin Garnett. With the big tickets 12 all-defense team selections, it was never an easy night whenever Duncan had a matchup with him. So he's definitely worth an honorable mention. But if you ask me, the closest thing we ever saw to a Tim Duncan stopper was the player most known for his technical fouls, Rasheed Wallace.
All right, so I don't know too much about this matchup itself, except for, the fact that the San Antonio Spurs beat him in the NBA Finals, but I never recall him actually shutting Duncan down. But okay, school me, Arnett. Let's see what you got.
And Duncan met up many times in the NBA playoffs, including some major matchups in the NBA Finals. In the regular season, Duncan was about 5% less efficient from the field when matched up with Rasheed. And the playoffs were even tougher, as Duncan shot 44.6% from the field in his 11 playoff games against Wallace. Specifically, in the 2005 NBA Finals, Wallace did a fantastic job of neutralizing Duncan. Yes, the Spurs won the championship in 2005, but for what it's worth, Tim had a tough time against Wallace in that series.
Now, I'm probably not going to say it, but what I do wonder, because we know that Detroit Pistons team was, well, they were the best defensive team in the league at that point. One of the best we've seen. Did the entire Spurs shooting percentage go down as well, or was it just Tim Duncan? AKA, was it just a Rasheed matchup, or was it like full team defense that was causing the Spurs in general to shoot worse?
As Duncan averaged 20.6 points on 41.9% shooting from the field, with games where he had shot 5 of 15, 5 of 17, and 10 of 27 in the championship clincher.
Damn. Okay.
That's about as close to being a Tim Duncan stopper as anyone can get.
Yeah.
Last on today's list, we're looking at LeBron James.
Oh, yeah, the LeBron James stopper is the rim. Sometimes the backboard, sometimes the back of the side of the backboard too. It just depends on his mood.
One of the players who famously did an excellent job on LeBron was one of the greatest wing defenders in Spurs history,
Brucey boy.
Bruce Bowen. When a young LeBron James made it to the NBA Finals in 2007, it was Bowen who had the main assignment of containing James, and he did so beautifully, as LeBron averaged just 22 points per game while hitting only 35.6% of his shots over the course of the series.
And the irony is, a lot of Bruce's job was to dare him to shoot the deep jump shot, like the mid-range jumper. And if he got into anywhere near the paint, that's when the rest of the Spurs collapsed on him. But yeah, that low shooting percentage is mainly due to him just breaking jumpers.
With that being said, the war was kind of short-lived, as this was the only time that the two players met up in the NBA playoffs, since Bruce Bowen retired in 2009, meaning he never had the opportunity to guard a prime LeBron James.
I mean, you could bring up Kawhi Leonard too then.
Also consider the fact that outside of that 4-game final series, LeBron usually ate pretty well against Bowen, as he averaged nearly 29, 7, and 6 on over 50% shooting from the field. So for me, if I need a guy to lock down a prime LeBron James, I'd rather have another San Antonio Spur.
And I agree with this one, 100%. Bruce Bowen was kind of like, he was just like baiting LeBron to basically do what the team wanted him to do, and it worked. Kawhi was able to one-on-one, man-to-man, just shut LeBron down.
And that's Kawhi Leonard. Remember, this is the guy who visibly made LeBron James frustrated just by checking back into the game.
Yep.
Whenever they met up in the NBA Finals, Kawhi usually did a solid job. But his frustrating defense continued on James long after his Miami days. For example, between 2016 and late 2020, there was about a 4.5-year stretch where LeBron did not have a single 30-point game against Kawhi Leonard.
Wow.
It goes without saying, very few players can say they successfully contained LeBron for such a long length of time. Ultimately, there is no completely sure player to lock down this all-time great, but if I was a betting man, I would place my bets on Leonard. So what do you guys think? Do you agree with my picks?
I actually do.
Or was there someone else that you would have chosen instead? I look forward to hearing your thoughts in the comment section below. Shout out to the members for picking this video.
Nice.
And we'll soon be figuring out what video you guys would like to see next. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching as always. Make sure to like and subscribe for more basketball content, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
You already know. We already won. We already won. We don't even have to play no more games. We got Dwayne Wade. We got LeBron James. We don't even have to play no more games. All right. I actually agree with. I think I agree with everything he said there. Because it's funny. Right at the point where I'm like, well, it's probably Kawhi Leonard. Then he's like, and he just switches right to Kawhi Leonard. So yeah, I've got nothing to argue about on this one. I'm curious about the next one because we know there's some obvious people that are being left out of this, and we got to see some Shaquille O'Neal, some Michael Jordan, some Larry Bird, and I think the Shaq one's going to be kind of the funnest one. Because you could throw in Dennis Rodman, you could throw in Ben Wallace, and really those are the two main ones. He would probably say, what was his name? Big Country Reeves. He has stated that in the past, but I would tend to go more for Dennis Rodman or Big Ben Wallace. But anyways, I thought this was a cool one. I didn't know about the Wilt Chamberlain struggles there, so that was actually really informative, and I didn't know Duncan really struggled against Rasheed that much. But yeah, cool video as always with Johnny Arnett. So guys, go check out his channel if you enjoyed this video. The link is down below in the description. I look forward to more of these, and I'm sure he's gonna deliver. Good to see that he's got a good amount of members over there as well, so that's really cool. I do not want Johnny Arnett's channel to die. I don't know about you guys. I do not want this channel to go away and die. So I'm wishing this lasts for many years. And Johnny, if you're watching this, happy holidays to you and your family. And that goes for everybody watching this video as well. Happy holidays to you all. I wish it a nice, peaceful, calm, warm enough holiday where, there's more love than drama. That's always my wish for everyone, including myself. Anyways, you guys, I am going to head out. Thank you so much for watching with me. Like the vid on your way out if you could. Hit that subscribe button if you want more content like this. Hit that join button or subscribe plus, whatever it is nowadays, if you'd like to support my channel. Guys, I'll see you later. Be water, my friends.